paper, though the questions are same, approach has been different. Have you noticed? Usually we get one exam topic, 5 questions. That's a regular pattern. But this paper, I think 1 question, 2 questions, and not easy to deal with under pressure. And the passage also not an easy passage. What is the passage about? You need to have botany background and something about genetics, pure genetics, not easy. But some questions you can answer without reading the passage also. Shall I read the first question? Which of the following best explains the writer's attitude, underline, toward the current state of agricultural R&D in India? Underline R&D, research and development. Satisfied with the balance between public and private investments? Passage doesn't talk about that. Optimistic about progress despite lack of investment? Doesn't talk about that. What is the third option here? Critical of both public underfunding and private sector complacency. Answer is the third option. But underline the word complacency. What is the meaning? Be satisfied. Oh, today you're there. Missed 1 or 2 days, I suppose. Be satisfied with minor achievements. Some people, minor achievements, they feel happy, they don't try beyond. That is not good. You cannot progress. That is known as complacency. And there is a saying in English, never be complacent about your achievements. Have you heard of that? Once you feel complacent, you cannot progress further. Shall we go to the next question? Question number 2. Which of the following best reflects the tone of the author regarding policy support for the seed sector? But a word of caution, these questions you have to read the passage. Some of the questions impossible, you have to read meticulously. I'll read the first option, apathetic. Underline the word, what does it mean? I have given many a time, write a few words like callous, stony. Means no emotions, no reaction, apathetic. Then why will he write the article? Can you consider that option? No. Alarmed and urgent. Seems right, hold that one. Celebratory and content. No. Skeptical, underline the word skeptical. Doubtful, write the meaning, doubtful. Dismissive means not recognizing, not respecting, keeping aside. You don't respect someone, you keep it aside, you dismiss. You all know the word dismiss. From that you get dismissive. Hopeful but complacent. That is also not the answer. What is the answer here? Second option is the answer. Question number 3. Why does the writer stress the need for locally adapted seed varieties? I think this you can answer without reading the passage. What is the first option here? To increase export competitiveness doesn't make any sense. To make seeds more profitable in global markets, not sensible. To match India's diverse agroclimatic conditions. India has a wide range of climatic conditions. Based on that, we got to use the seeds that go with the local climatic conditions. Answer is the third option. For this, you don't have to read the passage. Sheer common sense. What does the mention of molecular markers? But there's a clue here. Which word is a clue for you? Underline the word speed. Speed breeding primarily served to highlight the obsolescence. What is the meaning of obsolete? Outdated, no longer functional. Of traditional breeding techniques, not correct. The complexity of gene editing tools, again not related to that word speed. The potential to shorten seed development time. Related, not related to the word speed. So what is the answer based on that? This also we can choose based on common sense, no need to read the passage. Question number 5. According to the passage, what is the likely consequence, underline the word consequence, of poor enforcement of IP rights in seed innovation? Underline IP. What do the letters stand for? Usually we don't use, he has used the word rights after IP, but usually we write the capital letters, IPR. IPR means what? Intellectual property rights. You all know that? Write one more expression, copyright. Also write patenting. These you may get as passages. Very important concepts. You should have a bit of background information. IPR, copyright, patenting. Then you write the word piracy. Someone violates copyrights, then what is it called? But you all must have seen the English movie Pirates of the Caribbean Sea. Write the word pirate. That has a different connotation altogether. There, pirate means what? A sea thief, in a way, simple language. Have you got the meaning? Then you write, I think we have got this word recently. How do you pronounce that? Plagiarism. Someone's writing you take and project as yours, that is known as plagiarism. All these words you have to know. IPR, copyright, patenting, piracy, pirate, plagiarism. Shall we go to the next one? Have you got the answer for this? No. According to the passage, what is the likely consequence of poor enforcement of IP rights in seed innovation? If they don't enforce IP rights strictly, will people have interest to go for research and get patenting or claim IP rights? That is the consequence. What is the first option here? Lower production cost for small farmers, relevant, not relevant? Nothing to do with IP rights. Please underline IP rights. Increase in seed exports, nothing to do with IP rights. What is the third option? Reduction in global collaborations, nothing to do with IP rights. What is the fourth one? Discouragement of private investment in R&D. IP rights go with research and development, obviously. So what is the answer over here? Fourth option. For this also you don't have to read the passage, in my opinion. Which of the following best describes the relationship between the public sector and private sector in India's seed industry as described in the passage? I think this you have to read the passage. The two sectors operate independently with minimal interaction? No. Private sector dominates and sidelines public institutions? No. They work collaboratively but with insufficient policy backing. I think this has been mentioned in the passage. So what is the answer? Third option is the answer. Next one talks about fall back on something. You use something very good, but you run out of that. You run out of that. Then you depend on something else. In that context, we say, I had to fall back on something. It means alternative. What does it mean? Alternative. So, what is the first option here? They want the same meaning, I suppose. Can you use failure, resource, exposure, influence, alternative? An easy question. I hope you all agree. Choose a synonym of, this is a silly question, not easy question. Robust means what? Strong. Can you say weak? Tentative, underline the word tentative. Write the meaning. And write one combination, then you understand. Tentative schedule means a fixed or not fixed. Not fixed, brackets you write. Not fixed. Something like for the time being. Tentative time slot. Means for the time being, this is a time slot. You all know this meaning. Fine. What is the next option here? We got this many a time. Tell me what are the synonyms? Vague, ambiguous, vague, obscure, not clear, all these. Strong, simple, brittle also we have got many a time. Brittle means what? Newcomers you have to write easily broken. But in this context you have to recollect one word. Which one is that? Write the word fragile. Fragile means delicate. Fragile ecosystem. Brittle eggshells, brittle glass, easily broken. Is that the last question? How many questions based on the passage? It will be too ambitious to ask a question who has got 8 out of 8. So I will refrain myself from asking that question. My question, 5 plus, raise your hands. That's wonderful. A passage like this, there are two possibilities. Someone sees, it begins with which word? What is the first word here? May think it is not my cup of tea, because it goes with what? Botany. And you all must have seen the movie Shiva. There's a song also about botany class. Do you guys know that? What is the word they use for botany class? Boring. What is the word they use in the song? Have you heard of that song? Oh, no. Okay. That song became very famous. History and botany, they mention two subjects in that song. And you may think, okay, this is something to do with botany, agriculture, research, patenting. Not easy to answer. You may feel that way. But always remember, I have been telling you guys, what the passage is about is not at all important. You may have the background, may not have the background. It doesn't make any difference. What matters here, within the stipulated time, whether you have reading comprehension skill or not. If you are good at reading comprehension skill, you can answer all the 8 questions with zero knowledge about botany. Do you understand my English? Never leave a passage like this because it is not your turf or not your field. That has nothing to do with your ability to answer the questions. Always keep that in mind. This paper is really, I felt it irritating. I don't know how you guys felt. One question, next another exam topic. Again another one. While taking the mock test, you must have had terrible time. But questions are easy. Only thing they wanted to test your patience. Shall we go to the next one? What are these about? Scrambled sentence, I suppose. Now you have to be a little fast because so many questions, different types of questions. Take elimination approach. Can A be the first one? Pronoun. Can B be the first one? Demonstrative adjective. The scheme, there is a possibility. But it is about what? The Union Cabinet approved the Prime Minister Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana in 2025. This new agricultural scheme aims to, then comes the scheme. That means what is the first one here? How many options with D? Your answer is the 5th option. 1 second, maximum 5 seconds, you should be able to. 1 second, too much, 5 seconds. Shall I go to the next one? This is about error location. A recent research reveals, underline the word reveals. This is a bit challenging, but if you are exposed to this context, easy. Otherwise, impossible. If you use your grammar knowledge, this is a question not for you. A recent research reveals that. What is the meaning of reveal? Write a few words, disclose. Because, very good, please. Newcomers copy. Disclose, divulge, unveil, make public. They all mean the same, reveal. Though reveal has another meaning. I think I've told you guys. Don't look at me like that. Do you know the second meaning of reveal? Is the mic on? Revealing dress means what? Now I don't have to tell. Don't ask me to elaborate. Movies, heroines nowadays, they will use the word revealing, exposing. What does it mean? Exposing. Negative connotation, but these are neutral words. Recent research reveals that birds endemically in Antarctica and the southern hemisphere are much higher than previously thought. These regions host unique bird species found nowhere else on Earth. This is purely based on contextual awareness and to some extent grammar knowledge. How many of you thought there's an error in the very first part? Raise your hands. Wonderful. What is wrong? Here, underline endemically in. That is wrong. When we talk about plants or animals, flora or fauna, we use one expression, write this one, endemic to. What is the expression? Endemic to. Now read the sentence with that expression. A recent research reveals that birds endemic to Antarctica. Then it is perfect. Have you guys got it? Not easy. Next one. Every question I have to ask, what is this about? What is this about? Inappropriate or misspelled. And here successfully anything wrong. First you have to check the spellings, then context appropriate, inappropriate. Anything wrong with allows? Anything wrong with workloads? What is the spelling of simultaneous? Single M or double M? We have an error here. So answer is a simultaneous, only single M. That's an easy question. What is this about? Same, okay. The first idea of regional dairy conference, underline. Dairy, you know the difference. Is scheduled, anything wrong with scheduled? Event will bring together global experts to discuss. Anything wrong? Challenges in the dairy industry. I think everything is in place. So what is the answer based on that? But put a star mark above the word discuss. Tell me why is it important? Can you say discuss about? What are the other examples you have to recollect? Please write quickly. Newcomers. After discuss, we should not say about. That's a common error. Write and strike off. Then after inform, we should not say to. That is also wrong. Stress, can you say on? No. Order. What is a common error? He has ordered for coffee. Right or wrong? Wrong. And these two are very important. They have given many a time. Put a star mark. Discuss, order. Discuss about movies. Wrong. Order for coffee. Wrong. Inform students or inform to students. He has stressed on punctuality or he has stressed punctuality. All these you have to recollect. Shall we go to the next one? What is this about? Error location. A bow echo is a radar detected formation of thunderstorms that appear. This is a bit tricky. What is the subject here? Underline that. Is something that appear or that appears. Here we are talking about thunderstorms or bow echo. Then sentence is in which tense? Present tense. We should add S or ES to the verb. That means where is the error? First part, appears, not appear. How many of you have got this one right? Okay, not easy. Though an easy question under pressure, you may miss that one. What is the next one about? Scrambled sentence. Can you start with the public sector company? Can you start with despite? Can you start with India recently? Obviously, it has to be with C. How many options with C? That should be your answer. You can cross-check also. That is the answer. Have you cross-checked? Shall I continue? Okay. I'm not doing value addition because so many types and I am worried about the time factor. 15th question and already half an hour over. But I think I started a little late. Am I right? What is this about? Starters. The RBI increased the repo rate by 50 basis points in response to rising inflation, underline rising inflation, aiming to stabilize the economy and control price hikes, underline control price hikes. The RBI increased, underline these words. Which tense is that? Past tense. The RBI has increased. Which tense is that? Present perfect. So you can definitely start. Only the tense has changed. That means you can start, you cannot start. Take that one. And the second part talks about the purpose. In an effort to control price hikes and stabilize the economy, RBI has increased the repo rate. Seems right. Take that also. Rising inflation prompted the RBI to increase the repo rate. This is also acceptable. So what is the answer here? All the three can be considered. How many of you have got this one right? Okay, good. What is this about? Error location. Recent events have brought into light the difficulties in managing chatbot outputs. Elon Musk company XAI issued an apology after its chatbot group posted anti-Semitic, underline the word anti-Semitic, and abusive content on the social media platform. Any error here? I don't think there is any error. Have you found any error? First part, what is wrong with that? Recent events have brought into light the difficulties in. Limelight also you can use. That is also okay, but brought into light, throw light, bring into light means same meaning. Grammatically nothing wrong. Sometimes the journalists, they use this expression. Brought into light, nothing wrong. Otherwise, I think the sentence is okay. What is the answer based on that? Check the key once. What does the key say? No error. Fine. But how many of you know the meaning of the word anti-Semitic? Raise your hands. Okay. All of you write an important thing. First, you write two prefixes. A-N-T-I. Anti means what? Write the meaning against. What is the other prefix? A-N-T-E means before. And here I usually give one expression, combination rather. Antenatal, postnatal. Natal means related to birth. Please write. Natal means what? Birth. So when you say antenatal care means what? Before birth care. Postnatal care, after birth. You have to know. And what is the expression used over there? Anti-Semitic. There is a big thing in the US. Anti-Semitism, a big thing. And today when Donald Trump became the president for the second time, the Harvard University has been facing a lot of problems. The Harvard University is the number one in the world. I hope you guys know that. And in our country, like JNU, Delhi University, JNU, two universities in the capital city. JNU is full of communist ideas, radical thoughts. Like that, the Harvard also. They encourage free speech. But Trump doesn't like someone talking about the US government. Nothing wrong in that, being patriotic. And it has been in the limelight for all wrong reasons. And it is facing a lot of problems. In many universities, if you take the US as such, many Americans don't like, rather they hate, write this word Jews. Where do Jews live? Israel. Israel is full of Jews. And Jews are considered the most intelligent people on the planet Earth. And they are the people who get Nobel Prizes quite often. But surprisingly in the US, Americans hate Jews. That movement, there was a movement also, that is known as anti-Semitic. Means what? Against Jews. Please make a note. Against Jews. Have you got the meaning? Once I worked with Americans for 3 years. Once an American told me, she herself a Jew. That girl is a Jew. And she told me it seems in the US that hatred is so much. Anti-Semitic means anti-Jew hatred towards Jews. So much that there is a saying it seems in the US. What is that saying? If you come across a Jew and a cobra, first kill the Jew. Then think of the cobra. That's how they look at Jews. Have you got it? So much hatred. Anyhow, we'll go to the next one. What is this about? Again, every time I have to ask. Correct position. Here, some national park is a 145 square kilometer protected area located in some place, district of Odisha, India. Nothing wrong. It was subsequently, or it was designated a national park. It was designated a national park. That means, what is the word in the second position? D. How many options with D in the second position? That should be your answer. Oh, one more is there. Okay, we'll check now. First one is A. A is what? Protected area. That seems okay. And can you start with subsequently area? So what is the answer based on that? You have to be a little smart. Elimination approach. This is about same. India's dedication towards a underscored future or a sustainable future. So what is the first one here? B. How many options with B? Let us check. Second one is what? Sustainable future is further. Further D is what? Further commitment, can you say? Or further underscored. That seems better. So what is the answer based on that? Fifth option, but check. Sustainable underscored by its emissions or by its commitment? That also makes sense. And what is the last word? Reduce its emissions. So answer is the fifth option. Have you chosen that? This is scrambled sentence, I suppose. Can you start with recent data from who? Perhaps hold that one. Can you start with this figure? Because this is what demonstrative adjective we cannot. The report, can you start with the report? You cannot. In 2024, over 14 million children did not receive any vaccines. But we need some introduction. So what could be the introduction here? Recent data from World Health Organization. How many options begin with A? Let us check the first one. Recent data from who, and we have in second place a D in 2024. That is like supporting or substantiating. And what is the third one? This figure is 4 million higher than, and what is the fourth one? The report marks critical gaps. Now what is wrong with the fourth one? Shall we check that one? Here I hope you guys are listening. AD. But here third one is what? C. The report marks critical gaps in immunization coverage, especially in conflict-affected and fragile regions. And what is the fourth? This figure. Then can you say this figure? So what is the answer based on that? You have to check carefully. Oh, we have columns today. When I gave a quick glance, I didn't feel like going through the paper, to be very frank, because different questions, different models, and 1-2 questions. Anyhow, how many questions based on columns? First one is easy. Let us check. Over the past 14 years, India has showcased, underline the word showcased, means display. Showcase, you all know it's a noun. When you enter someone's house, what is the word for the first room? People make a mistake. They say what? This is a hall. That is not a hall. The first room of your house is what? Please write 2 words. Either living room or drawing room. 2 words could be used. Living room or drawing room. Never say hall. But usually in the living room, what do you see? A showcase. There it is a noun. But here showcase is a noun or a verb. Means a display. Have you written that word? Showcased a significant progress which outlines you cannot use in its commitment to reducing its carbon footprint. Seems okay. You have to respond. I'll read again. Over the past 14 years, India has showcased a significant progress in its commitment to reducing its carbon footprint. It seems perfect. That means how many options with AE? Hold the second one, but check the fourth one. BD. On March 23, 2023, Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveiled, underline that word, the Bharat 6G vision document, and which outlines India's plan to launch 6G communication services by 2030. Perfect. So what is the answer here? This is, I think, a bit difficult. Let us check. The vision document highlights that 6G will provide ultra-low latency. Underline the word latency. Write the word form latent. Latent heat, a different thing, physics term. But latent talent, write this expression. What does it mean? Please write that meaning, hidden. You all have latent talent, means what? Hidden talent. That's an important word. I hope you guys are writing. The vision document highlights that 6G will provide ultra-low latency. Can you use 6G again? Remaining at the forefront. Take advantage. You cannot connect. We'll go to B. While 5G technology promises a speed of 4100 Mbps with, can you say 6G will offer? No. With remaining at the forefront of telecommunication industry, you cannot. With take advantage, grammatically, you cannot connect. Now you are left with only one option. Which one is that? C. How many options with C? That if you check, you will come to know the answer. The TIG 6G group's members will develop a roadmap and action. Can you say 6G again? Remaining, can you say? Take advantage and action, take advantage. Doesn't make any sense. So what is the answer here? How many of you have chosen the fifth option? Wonderful. Highly appreciable. What is this about? In 2024, the Zoological Survey of India documented 683 new species and subspecies across India. Anything wrong? So far, so good. The highest annual total for formal records began. Here one word is missing. The highest annual total for formal records, underline the word records. You cannot simply say records began. It is not grammatically correct. When did they begin? We need the relative pronoun. Write the word that. Records that began in 2008. Without the word that, the sentence is grammatically wrong. There is no continuity. How many of you have thought there is an error in that part? Raise your hands. What is the word you thought of? Something went wrong. Formal records of? No. Actually, here we have to say formal records, annual total for the highest annual total for formal records that began in 2008. Okay. Shall we go to the next one? What is this about? Idioms, I suppose, or phrase replacement. The finance minister's recent policy seems to fly in the face of everything she promised during the elections. This is a bit difficult. Answer is no correction required. What is the answer here? Fly in the face of something means come in front of you. She promised something at the time of elections. Now they are in front of her. That is the meaning of the sentence. I'll read out again. The finance minister's recent policy seems to fly in the face of everything she promised during the elections. Have you got it now? Not an easy one. Let us go to the next one. This is easy. Underline the word accused, positive or negative. The scientist was accused of trying to paper over the gaps in his research with vague conclusions. Context tells us the scientist was accused, means he did something wrong. What was that wrong? He was trying to hide something. What is the other expression for hide? Cover up. So what is the answer here? Third option, this is an easy one, cover up. Shall I go to the next one? What are these about? The spike, can you say the spike, the first one? Definite article. The UN hold this one. Concerns about hold, because no subject here. This marks can you consider? So what could be the first one? B. How many options begin with B? Cross check. The UN has reported an unprecedented. What is the meaning of unprecedented? Never happened before. Surge means what? Two meanings, sudden increase or sudden forward movement in displacement in the West Bank in 2025. This marks the highest level since Israel's occupation began nearly 6 decades ago. Seems okay. Increase, what is the other word for increase? Spike. Spike means what? Sudden increase. That also seems right. And what is the last one? Concerns about ethnic cleansing. Very important. Please underline these two words. Ethnic means related to culture. Write one expression perhaps you can relate. Ethnic fashion. Usually fashion is modern or not modern. But ethnic fashion means what? Something traditional. Latest in traditional fashion. For that we say ethnic fashion. Have you heard of this any time? Shall I tell you something? A popular saying about fashion. Fashion every 6 months changes. Sometime back long hair fashion. Now in between spikes fashion, boys. Later skinhead fashion. Skinhead means what? In Telugu we say gundu. Have you got it? Skinhead was fashion, then short hair fashion, and based on that, the check shirt. Shall I continue? Okay. Fashion is so ugly that we have to change every 6 months. What is the saying about fashion? Fashion is so ugly that we have to change it every 6 months. But something is constant. What is it? Style is permanent. Fashion you have to change. Style you don't have to change. Style is eternal. Have you got the difference? Fine. What is the question number now? And starters, mobile banking has witnessed exponential growth. Important. Exponential means what? Huge. Sudden and huge. What are the other words you have got recently? Proliferate, mushroom growth. Those you have to recollect. Over the past few years, due to increased smartphone penetration and digital awareness. Clear? Due to rising smartphone use and digital awareness, can you start with this? There has been exponential growth related to mobile banking. I think we can consider. Hold this one. Over the past year, something happened. What happened? Mobile banking has witnessed exponential growth, and this resulted in, or due to, what is the reason for that? Due to increased smartphone penetration. We can consider this also. Mobile banking's growth has witnessed exponential growth. Is there any difference between mobile banking's growth? Please answer, I'm asking you guys. Both mean the same. Mobile banking has witnessed some growth, and instead of mobile banking has witnessed exponential growth, you can say mobile banking's growth that has been exponential is due to some reason. Are you listening carefully? That means you can consider the third one also. What is the answer based on that? Which option is that? But what does the key say? Check once. Same thing. Okay. Next one is about what? Cloud seeding is a weather modification technique. Anything wrong here? It involves adding substances like silver iodide, dry ice, or salt particles to clouds. Anything wrong here? Both the sentences are correct. These materials encourage cloud droplets to form and fall as rain or snow. Anything wrong? All the three sentences are grammatically, contextually correct. So what is the answer? He also says the same thing. Okay. These are difficult. If at all difficult questions, I think these two are difficult. What is the word usage? Aqueous. How do you pronounce that? Aqueous. Write the meaning. To accept. Tell me what is it? Unwillingly. Very good. I appreciate both of you. To accept something unwillingly or reluctantly. Write that word also. Unwillingly or reluctantly. Without any protest. You accept something unwillingly without protesting. Add that also. Without any protest. To accept something unwillingly or reluctantly without protesting. Have you guys written? Shall I go to the sentences? Steve seemed to acquiesce in the decision. Not easy. To accept reluctantly seems okay. Her parents will never acquiesce in such an unsuitable marriage. Very difficult to decide because the word itself is not a regular word and combinations also not easy. What is the third one? He is so independent that he will never acquiescing. That sounds very odd. The word form is not correct. You can be damn sure third one is wrong. But you cannot be damn sure about 1 and 2. It is your gut feeling. Answer should be 1 and 2. Which option is that? But not easy. It's like throwing a stone. Concede, you all know. Concede means what? To accept a defeat. Write the meaning. To accept defeat. But I have to elaborate. Some people initially refuse to accept defeat. They resist. After initial resistance, finally they give up. They accept the defeat. Then we use the word conceded. It goes with the defeat. He conceded his defeat after 2-3 days. Have you got the context? Let us go to the first sentence. The president is not expected to concede these reforms. Seems right or wrong? But reforms, underline the word reforms. Usually doesn't go with reforms. I was forced to concede that she might be right. This is correct. Pick the second one. Injury forced Hicks to concede defeat. This is also perfect. Now you can be damn sure about 2 and 3. First one, because of the word reforms, you cannot be damn sure. Do you have an option like 2 and 3? Then what is the option? Either fourth one, all of the above, or none of the above. I am not convinced with the first one. Then what should be the answer? Answer should be the fifth option. Have you guys got it? The last one, it is about scrambled sentence. Can you start with this announcement? And perhaps this, okay, hold that one. Can you start with a pronoun, it? Can you start with this marked demonstrative pronoun? So what possible, either E or B? First we'll check E. The World Health Organization has updated its HIV prevention guidelines in 2025. What is the second one here? Or B is what? Something was approved by the US FDA as a twice yearly injectable pre-exposure treatment. Let us check how many options with E. What is the second one? It now recommends. It means what? World Health Organization. So that makes sense. So what is the answer based on that? Third option.